the industry is unique in that we actually do test full scale our structures and apply all the loads, and we see failures. So now what that means is, again, it's not a failure as we know the word is a failure, like you're a failure. It's not like that. It's a learning opportunity. And in fact, we expect if we don't see a failure, then maybe we're being too conservative, right? So since we're designing to failure, and so if let's say, for example, we design a line for 120 mile an hour load, 120 mile an hour wind load, and on that particular span, well, if conceivably, if it reaches 121, we would expect the structure to fail. So that's the idea of designing to failure. Now, no one likes to see structures fail, and that's why, actually, historically, the industry has done very, very well. Utilities have failures, and there are failures every year from excessive wind, excessive ice, and so forth. But in general, I think we've had a very good record of failure, and it's because we are so diligent about design, about doing it the right way.
Yep.
So, and then of course, as an engineer that's designing right on the line, if you don't see that failure, you'll notice that, and maybe you're as I said, you're being too conservative. But in general, overall, we see roughly for every test, about 15% of the time we actually see a failure. Now that's a lot of failures, but again, failure is not a bad word. Failure is a good word.
Yeah, certainly as a learning opportunity, and when it's done in that kind of controlled environment. And I think you're right, Mike. I think for the most part, all of the failure investigation work we do at EXO, most of the issues we're finding are not on the design side. It's usually on the manufacturing side, right? It's the application of those designs and the execution of those designs that have been tested and vetted, usually, and reviewed. It's usually the application or the execution of the manufacturing of those goods.